Your face is gonna go yellow, jaundice. Your eyes are gonna go gray. You're gonna have 1 to 10 days. I told Matt, the day I cancel something and I use cancer as an excuse, the day I do it, I'm dead.
What's up, record breakers? Chris Record here, another day, another vlog, coming to you from beautiful Paradise Valley, Arizona. And today, we've got a very special episode for you. We're gonna travel down to Gilbert, Arizona, and go visit an internet marketing legend. His name is Mark Hoverson. Mark has made millions upon millions of dollars. He's one of the biggest iconic names in our space. Yet, recently, he's been going through some very serious health issues, you guys, and it's no joking matter, very, very serious. In fact, most people in his situation would not be as positive as he is. Most people would probably be depressed, would be in the hospital. Most people wouldn't even have lived as long as he's lived through these conditions. Now, here's the thing. Mark has such a positive mindset that despite the health issues that he's been facing, he's out there taking massive action, you guys. He's out there living life to the fullest, you guys. He's out there living a limitless life, not letting anybody hold him down, you guys. He's out there holding his own conferences. He's out there launching products in the face of the biggest adversity that he's ever been confronted with in his entire life. He has the most positive attitude I've ever seen, you guys. It is gonna be my honor and my privilege to be able to interview him, to be able to hear more about his story, hear more about how he's battling against this, hear more about what his future is, what his visions are, what's in his mind, because you guys, he's gonna inspire you to let you know that no matter what you're going through right now, if you have a positive mindset and belief, and you believe in your vision, and you go out there and take massive action, that you too can live life to the fullest. Every single minute that you have on this earth can be special. Mark has a beautiful family. I cannot wait to introduce you guys to him. We're gonna kick off this vlog. First of all, let me show you these beautiful views, then let's jump in the Ghost. I'll take you on the journey with us as we go down to Gilbert, Arizona and go meet Mark, you guys. Watch every single minute of this episode. It may be one of the most powerful vlogs you've ever seen. With that being said, let's cue the montage. Alright, you guys, hopefully you enjoyed some of the shots from this beautiful home in Paradise Valley, Arizona. But with that being said, it's time to jump in the Ghost and head down to Gilbert. Let's go! Alright, you guys, we are in the Ghost hanging out with G-Money, and then I got Peter Sorensen back there. What up, Swagger? We're heading down, you guys. In the car right now, I'm gonna do a little bit of coaching with you guys.
Coaching with Chris, coaching with Chris, coaching with Chris, listen up.
All right, you guys, so listen, many of us face huge struggles in our life, huge obstacles, huge adversities. Oftentimes when those things happen in our life, it can shut us down. It can stop us in our tracks. One of the biggest keys that you can learn when you're going through crap is to learn how to reframe it. Learn how to be able to find the positive even in the most negative situations. For example, maybe somebody close to you has recently passed away. Or maybe right now your bank account is literally negative. Or maybe you're in school and you're failing your classes or you're not fitting in. Maybe you're a parent and your kid is a misfit, troubled youth and you feel like you've just done a bad job raising them. Maybe you've recently started a new business and you've been going at it for months and months and months, spending money and haven't seen any results at all. Whatever these big obstacles are that are causing you to feel frustration, doubt, you want to give up, you want to quit. Anytime that you guys have something like that going on in your life, you want to learn to reframe it. Okay, so here is the power of reframing, and here's how it works. When life is knocking you down, try to find ways to be grateful, to be blessed, and to find positivity even in the most negative times. For example, if somebody's passed away, obviously it's hard to be positive about death, right? But think about the positive memories and impact they had in this world. Think about what you can take from that experience that you can use to make your life better. Or maybe you have a friend or a child that has a sickness that's hurting and you feel a lot of pain because of it. Feel how blessed you are that you have the opportunity to be able to talk with them while they're still alive. Or feel about how blessed you are that you have the ability to be able to know them. If you're spiritual, maybe you could be like, wow, God has blessed me with this experience to be able to nurture them, to reach out to them, to be able to be with them, to be able to help them, to be able to help them make an impact. Whatever it might be, find a way to look at it positively. Let's say that your bank account is negative right now and you're hurting financially, right? Remind yourself that there's people that don't have it as good as you. Remind yourself that right now there's somebody under a bridge fighting to try to find a way to get another meal in their system. Remind yourself there's somebody right now who's struggling to even stay alive, facing with depression, facing suicide. Your problems, while they are very important to you, you can reframe them and make them minor in the big picture. do your best to be able to reframe and find positivity even in the most negative situations. When I was down on my luck, I could barely even afford a meal and all I had was top ramen to be able to live on at the end of the night. I thought to myself, man, I'm lucky I've got a roof over my head. I feel blessed and lucky and fortunate right now that I'm able to walk, that I'm able to get on a bus, that I'm able to go pitch business owners, that I have a voice, that I'm not blind, that I'm not deaf, that I have a positive attitude, that I can turn things around. Oh my God, you know what? I have it good. Suddenly you go from having it bad and feeling like a victim to having it good and feeling like a victor, to feeling like somebody who can be victorious. The more that you can learn to reframe it, look, no matter how bad you have it, somebody has it worse. No matter how bad your financial situation is, somebody has it worse. No matter how bad your physical condition is, or your sickness, or people around you, or even facing death, or whatever it is, somebody has it worse. That doesn't mean your experience isn't real. It just means that if you can reframe it and find positivity, even in the most negative situations, you can learn to live life more abundantly. You can learn to live life with limitless potential, you guys. You've got to become a master of reframing. And that's why right now I've got huge respect for Mark Hoverson, because Mark is going through major adversities and yet he's utilized the power of reframing to be able to find joy and happiness and peace and comfort and excitement and ambition even in the worst situation he's faced, you guys. I can't wait to introduce him to you and I can't wait for you to hear his story. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in Gilbert. Whoa, you guys. All right, I am here with Mark Hoverson. What's up?
Greetings.
Just teleported here on the couch from the Ghost, and I'm gonna interview Mark right now on his story, what he's doing. I can't wait to share it with you guys. For the full entire interview, I'm gonna provide a link in the description. But for right now, we're gonna give you some highlights.
Showtime.
Before we get started, let me ask you a question. Do you know anybody in your life that may be struggling or fighting with cancer or some type of similar disease like that? Do you know somebody? Have you lost somebody? Maybe you even have signs of it yourself. Maybe you've beat cancer yourself or something like that and you're watching this. Maybe you're struggling with it. Maybe you have a family member, a parent.
Or you're waiting to find out. That's the worst. My uncle, we were waiting. It was weird, and there's a lump, and it doesn't feel right. It's a few days, and then the reports come back, and then it's...
So we're gonna change topics, and I know that this is generally about entrepreneurship, but right now I want to talk about life, because at the end of the day, the one thing we all have in common is this crazy epic adventure we call life. And in this adventure, there's also death, there's disease, there's adversities, there's a lot that we deal with. When these things happen, we can be victims or we can be victorious despite these crazy obstacles. In order to be victorious, it requires a strong mind. You think it's a body. You think it's like, okay, let me beat this by doing things to my body, but you know, so much of it is the mind, because you got to be a victor up here. You got to believe that your life is abundant and a blessing up here. Mark Hoverson has gone in his journey from being a struggling, broke person living in a trailer. He was talking about mice in his shoes and just crazy, but he was rich in love with his family. But he grew from there to becoming an entrepreneur and generating millions of dollars, traveling around the world, speaking in front of thousands and tens of thousands of people, and then having disciples, going and teaching and mentoring young people and just really helping them. And then what happened was Mark started facing some health issues himself. You know, it's like you never know what's coming. You just never know. You got to dig that well before you need the water. I want us to keep it positive, but I also at the same time want us to get real. We want to get real. We're calling this Mark's coming out party. Mark's not really talked a lot about this, you guys. He's he's so abundant and so positive. He wouldn't even talk about this. He'd be sitting here, let's talk about our next business adventure we're about to do, and he'd be fine all day long. But at the same time, I think it's important that you guys hear his story. Tell us about the first time that you got sick or tested or anything like that.
So the short story is I have stage 4 neuroendocrine pancreatic cancer that's extended to my liver, my spine. It's exactly what Steve Jobs had. There's a 1% survival of 5 years. I'm on year 4 coming up, and I've been given 2 months to live. I've been given 2 weeks to live. I've been given days to live. In the last 2 months, I've been given days to live. I had 3 full body blood transfusions in the last 3 months. 3 blood transfusions in the last 3 months? Full deals. To the point where I had to sell. My hemoglobin was at 3. I'm going to leave that for people who know. So if you check out hemoglobin, but what if your hemoglobin's at 3? I didn't Google that. 8 doctors had never heard of it. That's a dead man. We had to sell getting another transfusion 3 days after another transfusion, because it's like, this is precious blood that could go to someone who's going to live. We're pumping this guy and he's dying. Why are we doing that? Here's what happened. I was wrestling with my college buddy, and we're wrestling full on, you know, a little bit of punching, mainly grappling, and he kind of pops me in the stomach. Standard procedure. And I dropped to my knees and I felt, I gotta go upstairs. So I walk up to my room, I'm on the floor, and I just start moaning. Oh, I was just like moaning of death, right? And Shani comes and gets me, and my boy comes and gets me, because I can't walk. I'm running out of breath. They get me down the stairs, and they get me in the car. And they're gonna take me to the ER, and I remember going, you gotta get my babies in here. Because I said, I'm dying right now, I'm dying right now. You gotta get my babies in here. So I give the kids, I have 4 kids, and I give them each a kiss. And we're about, this is Oprah? Are you Oprah? Yeah. So, yeah, okay, well. So we're about 5 minutes from an ER, 6 maybe, and we're driving fast, so it's a 7-minute drive. And I tell my wife, I say, you gotta call my mom. And I had her call my team leader. She gotta tell the team, it was a ride, and just thank you. But I'm out of here. I was dying. I knew it. I don't know. I was never died before that I knew of. So this was new terrain for me to be dying. And I called Mom. I said, Mom, and I tell her, thank you. I'm out. I don't know what's happening. I get to the ER. And they put me on the mat. They put oxygen on me. And I'm losing breath with every breath. And then, I'm just, fuck it, we're live. It all stops. It all stops. And I'm in like a sepia filter. It's like, the sepia filter? Mm-hmm. I'm in sepia. And I'm not breathing anymore because there's no more breath. I'm not saying I'm dead. I'm not saying I had a near death. I'm not just saying, all I'm sharing is what happened in my memory. And I see my wife and everything goes into slow-mo. Like a Snapchat filter. Like, when you speak and then...
but in real life.
And I see my wife and she's next to me on my left. And she's screaming at the doctor, hurry, hurry. And I look over at the doctor and he's slow-mo holding the thing on me. And they're pumping me and touching me and hooking me up to things. And everything is slow. And I'm out, but I'm in no pain. I'm in 0 pain. I'm out. This felt like a minute or so of watching. And I just asked God, I said, please, give me one more run. Give me one more run. I got things to do. I got people to say goodbye to. Give me one more run. Please give me one run. And I woke up. And I woke up in the recovery room. And my wife was there. Matt was there. And my first thought was, oh, that must have been kidney stones. I don't have time for kidney stones. I got things to do. Like, I got projects. I got to get kidney stones removed. Or, what do people, like, when they pass something? Or I'm like, oh, like, I don't have time. Like, 3 days. Like, I don't have time for that. The doctor comes in. He's very grave. He's an ER doctor. He's only allowed limited share. Things haven't gone anywhere. They haven't gone to radiologists. They haven't gone to oncologists. They haven't gone anywhere. And at the time, we're talking near perfect six-pack. We're talking great muscles. We're talking ski all day, play all day. We're talking, I would go on mountain climbs with people, big groups. Mm-hmm. I would climb up to the top, visit, climb to the middle, visit, climb to the bottom, speed back up to I was unstoppable. And that was my whole life. I mean, was unstoppable. And that's where I was at. I mean, that's where I was at in the moment. I was wrestling a ripped 21-year-old, no problem. Yeah. And he goes, well, it's not my place to say what we saw in the first scans, but I said, well, just if you think what do you think it is? And he said, you have hundreds of lesions in your pancreas, a very big lesion, called it a lesion, in your pancreatic tail, and you have hundreds of lesions on your liver. And I said, like, cancer? Like, cancer? Like, I was thinking kidney stones at the most. Or maybe like a bad stomach ache or something. I had never dreamed. I thought I'd live to 125. I really did. I just never thought I'd die. I just never thought I'd die. I'd go to funerals and be like, man. I'd actually think, because I'm kind of mentoring all these 20-year-olds, I'm like, it's going to be weird going to all their funerals. I'm 15, 20 years older. And I actively thought that the whole time. Like, it's going to be really weird burying these kids.
Because you just thought you were
I just thought I'm never dying. Like, wow. It's not in the, like, I eat well. I have endless energy. Great sex, like energy. I'm not going anywhere. The first thought I had, I'd never felt more loved in my life. It was really strange. There was like a blanket, like a heat blanket of love. And I looked at my wife. I'd never loved her more. Never. And I thought of my work, and I never loved my work more. And I thought of my kids, and I don't know what or why. I never thought I'd get cancer. So fast forward, whatever. I'm given 8 months to live. Here's the nutritional advice I got. Drink milkshakes, because people like you get really skinny. So you'll want to drink milkshakes. And get yourself on blood thinners. And you got chemo, and they put a port in me. Permanent port here. They put this port in immediately, because it was going to chemo me 3 days later. But anyway, the chemo they were putting me on would have been 100% ineffective and done nothing but damage me. Wrong chemo, wrong diagnosis. I didn't have it. I had to send it to 2 different places because I said, I'm telling you something. I don't have it. I have a different thing going on. So they give me this spiel. They give me 8 months to live. They say, go home, just chill, get with your family, you know, get your house in order. You're out of here. They give me the big packet of your cancer intel. And we're driving home, it's a short drive, and I say, Shani, I say, you know what, pull over, go to this Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box? Like, what? Jack in the Box? You must be really hungry, because you don't do Jack in the Box. Unless I'm like drunk at 2, like maybe Jack in the Box. Just park, you were gonna go into Jack in the Box. And she's just like shocked anyway from the cancer thing. I think the Jack in the Box thing threw her more. I go in, I take every bit of that cancer stuff, and I just, not angry, not nothing, just like taking the trash out. I just throw it in the garbage. And I come home, or I hop in the car, and she goes, Mark, we need those forms, we need that information. And I just said, here's the thing, we're not gonna be a cancer family. We're not gonna have cancer shit all over the house. We're not gonna pray for daddy's cancer every prayer. We're not gonna have people coming over. We're not gonna live in 6 years of fundraisers. We're not gonna do that. Like, other people do that, and good. And I love that, and I support that. I said, I am surrounded by love. I live in love. Look at my inbox. It's loaded with, Mark, you changed my life. I love you. Thank you. You mean so much. I said, I got all the love. I will tell a handful of people. I got the network to support me. I got the family and the network. I do not want every person that knows my name to send me the book, The Miracle Cure in Africa, the special berry in the jungle of Jimbahaya that cured cancer for their great-grandpa they never met. I said, I don't want to be open to that energy. I don't want pity energy. I don't want anything of that. We're not a cancer family. I'll talk to the kids in the day. Everything is gonna be fine. Win, lose, or die. I'm good. I see the 8-month thing I said, that may be true, but I'm gonna ride out the last 8 months. I'm gonna live the last 8 months. I'm not gonna pre-die the last 8 months. And that's important if you do have something. If you can physically live out, live out. Don't die early, you know? I didn't want to die early.
Don't pre-die.
I'm not pre-dying, okay? I told Matt, the day I cancel something and I use cancer as an excuse, the day I do it, I'm dead.
So instead of 8 months, which professional trained Harvard trained doctors said, you stretch that into several years.
Right.
And you're still, I mean, not to fast forward too much, but you're still, even this last Friday, held your own event in another state and speaking on stage. So you've really, in the face of Harvard trained doctors telling you to just
I went directly to Steve Jobs' doctor.
Oh, wow.
I tell the doctors very early, I said, there is nothing I will not do to cure and prevent and hold back what I have. If you accumulate it all together, it's 27 inches by 3 inches. It's like a loaf of French bread. And he took all my cancers, which is really weird because where is it? Okay, it's here and through here. It's actually popping my spine out. My back pain is way worse than, I don't have cancer pain really. But my back pain is a real thing. I was unconscious for about 3 weeks and I didn't eat. So I don't really have an ass right now. It doesn't exist. So I just have a tailbone. Everywhere I go, I sit on this, I call it my ass pass. You know, it's a little different, but I've gained 8-9 pounds in the last couple weeks.
You left off, you decided we're not gonna be a cancer family. I'm not just gonna listen and be told that I have 8 months to pre-die.
I wasn't gonna collapse into the doctors. And every conversation with every friend was gonna be about the doctor. This is where I was at, okay? And I asked the doctor, I said, so what about this 1%? I said, there's a 1% survival after 5 years. Tell me about that. Because I'm in the 1% earners. Why not be in the 1% survivors? That was my theory. Like I'm a 1%er on a couple things. I can go for 1% here. What did they do? What did they have? And he goes, they're misdiagnosed. He goes, they don't have what you have. Nobody gets out. And I said, okay, here's the deal. I appreciate honesty more than bedside manner. You weren't trained for bedside manner, I can tell. You were trained for honesty. So give me your honor. How does it play out? And he goes, well, within 2 to 6 months, if you don't do the chemo, your face is gonna go yellow, jaundice, your eyes are gonna go gray, you're gonna have 1 to 10 days, and this is enough time for everyone to fly in. Say goodbye. Yeah, I said, gonna be at home, I don't wanna die in a hospital. He said, we can just throw you comfort meds. I said, all right, I'm at peace with that. Like, I'm good. Went home. They've been begging me to be on hospice for 4 years, and finally I needed it. So I'm on hospice, which is a 6 months or less. You're supposed to live or die deal.
When you're on hospice, you're not supposed to travel and stuff, though, right?
No, they were pretty upset.
You're out there traveling and
they get pretty upset about that. Because they said I just got back from LA. She was not impressed. She's like, well, you're not supposed to do that on hospice. I said, oh, okay, now I know. But we could go on home. I got a France trip.
Entrepreneurs always break the rules.
I got a trip to France in a couple months. I'm never sharing any of this again. This is a one-time tell-all. So Chris, thank you for giving me the platform. Literally, don't ask, watch the video, share the video. You know, I'm just never going into this again. So this is freestyle piano.
Ascending from the heavens above.
Sometimes I get so afraid I'll say something so wrong.
'Cause I've loved you so long every single day.
Just to have something to say. Little freestyle, little Billy Joel, a classic Chris record.
Loved it.
Moment.
Loved it.
Loved it, bro.
Loved it.
So the kids will play when they were little babies, and these are like from a very expensive place. It's just an expensive way. They would play soldiers with it. So I have rooks that have heads knocked off, and I'd come in, and at first I'm the parent, so I walk in, and I see my kids taking my multi-$1,000 dream chess set and bombing the king and seeing the head fall off. And then I'm like, you know what? What a beautiful picture of play and abundance. And I said, you guys keep playing. I can organize. Nice. So, Chris got the mojo. He should live in Soho. Why doesn't he? Because he's the froyo. Eating that ice cream, such a dream. He is a machine of productivity. Oh, proclivities.
Go. I need some froyo. Let's stop, man. It's time to go solo. Yo, if I learn one thing from Mark, it's live your life to the fullest. We call that shit YOLO. Oh no, he is just laughing. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here just dancing, trying to be a singer, yo. He taught me a song. I played it like 5 and it went so wrong, cause sometimes I have just nothing to say. But each and every day, I wake up and pray, because I'm so thankful for life, yes indeed. And that's why I'm hanging out with Mark right here. And yes, they call my man Young Two Swords. This is a dude that you should not ignore, cause if it was war, we'd put you to a battle, son, and you will get rattled because he's like Thor. Oh,
I'm not a rapper.
I'm not a rapper. All right, guys, we just wrapped up at the Hoverson'S. I'm gonna post the interview, the full interview, link in the description, you guys, but it's time to wrap up the night and head back to the house. I'll see you guys there. Whoa, what a day, you guys. I am back at the mansion, finally home. That was a long day. Had so much fun interviewing Mark, you guys, and even though he's in a crazy, crazy health situation, it's awesome to see that his spirits are lifted, he's having fun. After we went ahead and cut the video there, we went live on Facebook and we had a huge freestyle session. I'm gonna put the link in the description below. You guys can go to facebook.com/Chris Record. Watch one of my latest live streams. We're there, he's got his kids freestyling. We all got around just having fun, lifting spirits, living life to the fullest. Despite his cancer, despite doctors only giving him days to live. That is amazing. And you know what? Bringing up the power of reframing, this is a very, very important topic, because in life, there's gonna be so many things that knock us down, and the better that we can get at reframing things, and I know today was all about Mark's story, so I'm gonna keep my story short, but in my life, I've had things that I've had to do to reframe. I've had situations that I had to completely reframe them in order to be able to move forward in a positive manner. The story that comes to mind is this one here. I was in a situation where I was doing great with my career. I had a steady job, I was married, I had a child, I had another child on the way, everything was going great. My child was 2 years old, and then suddenly everything started falling apart. I actually went into my worst year ever, and this is just a few years ago. This was 2013, my worst year ever. What happened was we had a death in the family. My ex, her father died of cancer, and then her cousin, who was only 30 years old, died like pretty much right around the same time. My son got diagnosed with a major sickness, which I'm gonna share for another story time. And then on top of that, I ended up like getting fired from my job, a safe, secure job. So I ended up having no money. I ended up having death, which was depressing, which was demotivating my ex. And at the same time, I had to take time off because of my son's disability that he got diagnosed with. And because of that, it was a crazy situation in my life. I was getting beat up from all angles. And what I had to do was I had to reframe the situation. I had to look and think about what a blessing I was in. I had to remind myself every single day how grateful I was to be in that position, you guys. It was extremely hard to do. It's easier to tell you to do it than to actually do it. There were days that I didn't even leave the house. There were days that I didn't even leave bed. That's how bad that it was. But what I did was I reframed the situation. I started looking at how much worse other people had it. I started looking at how much worse my situation could be. My child, instead of being diagnosed with something, he could have died from something. Instead of it just being her father that died, it could have been more family members or something more tragic or something crazy. It could have been anything. Like, there's so many things that could be worse. And I had to sit there and look and go, what a blessing it was that I got to spend so much time with him. What a blessing it was that we just got to go do that last Christmas with him. What a blessing it is that as he's diagnosed with this cancer that we have time to be able to spend with him, so it wasn't just a shocking death out of nowhere, that we were able to actually get in some time with him. What a blessing it was that I was able to work from home and be able to allow my ex to be able to go spend time with him in his final days. What a blessing it was that even though my son had a disease that was very, very bad that would essentially end up changing his entire direction and future, what a blessing it was that I was able to reframe that and think about how grateful I am that I get to be his parent, that he's blessed with someone like me, that I'm in a position to be able to do something about it, being able to put money, time, energy, resources to give him as much help as possible. There's always someone's got it worse, you guys. There's always something crazy going on in other people's lives too. Learn to embrace your life with the ups and the downs. Learn to reframe it, be as positive as you can. That's today's story. That's today's message. And so hopefully it inspired you in some way. What I want you to do is I want you to get motivated by watching how other people reframe their situations, their stories. Go read books by people who have had crazy adversities. Go watch seminars, go listen to audios, go watch YouTube videos. Get motivated by other people who have literally navigated through a minefield where the wrong step could have absolutely sent them into depression. Even things like suicide and crazy things, but you gotta navigate through it. And as an entrepreneur, there's even more ups and downs. So that was part of my story. Today you heard Mark's story, how he reframed. You heard a story of me from how I reframed. What I'd love to do is I'd love to hear something from you guys in the comments. Let me know one of your stories of something that you had to reframe in your life. You got a positive mindset and you're ready to take on the world. So with that being said, it is time for me to close today's vlog, you guys. I had a blast with you. I know it was a little bit longer probably than normal with a lot of talking because today's story was very, very special. Interviewing Mark, you guys, was a blessing. With that being said, it's time for me to go get some sleep finally, right? So I gotta go. It's been fun hanging with you guys. I'll catch you guys on the next vlog. Peace.